Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Sunday when this is being released. If you are watching it later, hope you're having a good week. So what is on the agenda for today? We got a few things. We got an update from VD Modding's Mack RD-800. It's still in the beta. So you will have to be a Patreon subscriber if you want to check this mod out. But it just did a small update. It's smaller. It's actually pretty cool because it's mainly focused on the interior. We're going to go through that. We're also going to take it for a drive. And when we drive, I have a couple other things that I want to share with you because we've got a new engine and a new transmission to the channel. Not overly complex, but they kind of are coupled. So I will talk to you about that. And then I will show you on the drive. Well, you're not going to be able to miss it, because I'm kind of dipping my toe in the water into reshades and all sorts of different looks and things like that. So yeah, it's I'm still learning, but we'll get there. I'll let you know what I have done so far, what I've figured out, and really I've only spent about 3 or 4 days on it. So there's a ton that you can do with reshading. We'll get into that. So let's go ahead and get into some of those updates from VD Modding's Mack RD-800. Okay, so there it is. We're not going to build the whole thing or anything. Like I said, the majority of what is going on in this update, if not all, is happening on the interior. So let's go ahead and jump into the interior. By the way, I will have timestamps down below in the description. As always, feel free to move about the cabin. So for the interior, we still have some of the same colors in terms of tan and brown. We've got the gray, we've got dark gray, we've got blue. But what you're going to notice here is this is the thing to really focus on. This dash here, he's actually created 2 different versions of it. So if we go ahead and take a look at it, we'll switch it over to the blue smooth for right now. And in the blue smooth, you'll see how the dash is. This is actually custom built. It isn't taken off of the Mack R or the R700 or the Superliner. This has actually been customized for this truck. But not only that, a second version, because if we click on Blue Smooth Dash Layout 2, then we have this completely different setup with this PTO. And he said he might have another surprise for us. I don't know if that means something's going to be animated, because usually you're using a PTO for some like hydraulic system, maybe a moving crane or something. I don't even know if that's possible in the game. But just to let you know, that's essentially what's going on here, is we're getting this unique dash, and we're getting this unique dash. And you can get it in blue. You can also get it in the blue premium. You can get it blue without the door panel. And you're also going to be able to get it in dark gray. And again, we can go back and forth between the different dashes. Dark gray, tan and brown. And then there is this VD Custom Blue Smooth. So that's pretty cool. What happens here is, apparently, if you go and choose this one, you have the option, or I think by default what it does is it assigns paint to this. But as we're going to see when we hop into the actual accessories, when we go ahead and click on panels, we do have the option for painted, dark, gray, and wood grain. But I checked just in case, so even if I went up to this one and I went to the blue smooth one, not the one that said VD Custom, so just like the blue smooth or the brown and tan. So if we click on the accessories, we'll still get the option to choose that painted dash. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, you've got dark panels, you've got gray panels, and you've got wood grain. So those were there already, but the gauge setups and all the knobs and all that stuff is completely unique. Again, so is this dash. And maybe we can see that in... yeah, we'll see that. That's the same dash. We'll just give it a little bit different color, and by default it goes with the wood grain. But again, if we wanted to, we can go back, choose the dash, and okay, so look at this. Actually, you don't get paint in this one. This is one where you don't get paint. So if we go back to this one, go to this dash, do we have the option now? Okay, so we have the option there. Oh, it could be that you don't get the paint when you're using this one. So let's go back to the blue here. Okay, so that's what it is. So when you're using this dash layout 2, you will not have the option to choose paint here unless it's under this custom. No, see all of these come, that dash isn't changing. And that's back to tan and brown. So all of these VD customs here, they're going to come with this dashboard as opposed to this dashboard. And then if you have this dashboard, you do lose the capability to paint it. You'll only have dark, gray, and wood grain panels. But how many options? Combinations of the interior with or without the door panels, colors on colors on the panels here, the 2 different setups, completely new and unique. So that's one of the things you really want to look at in this change. Another change that I threw out there, I'm sure it wasn't just because of me, more people mentioned it. We do have the option of 4 different GPSs. It's the same GPS in 4 different locations, but prior to that, in the first iteration of the beta, it didn't have a GPS, and now it does, and that's pretty cool. Those are for the front mirrors. That's probably for the... Okay, that's for something else. Okay, this is also something new here. And I want to see if we actually have this option now that I know that there's a difference between these 2 things. Okay, look at that. We get black and we get chrome. But if we go back here and let's go back to this dash. We'll brighten it up a little bit. We can do the paint if we want. Now we should have another option. Yeah, we have like 2 more options. So we've got the black gauges. We've got black gauges custom. You know what? Let me go back. Sorry. I'm going to go back and I'm going to make this so it's a little bit easier to see. We don't want... Okay, we'll make that a little bit easier to see. Come back in here. Here's the black gauges. Here's the black custom gauges. And we can do the same thing with the chrome and the custom chrome. And then the other one that you get, which is kind of cool, is you get these white gauges. That, I think, is pretty cool. Unique touch. All these different combinations for this dash. He's put a lot of work into it, and it's coming along really good. Those are the main things that we want to be looking at here on the interior. I don't think he changed the sun visor, but the sun visor, I seem to think it wasn't popping out nearly as much. And you can obviously put the CB in there. And what's really cool is it looks like it kind of conflicts with the front mirror, but once you drop your perspective down to where you're actually going to be driving, that mirror actually pops up below this cable. So it doesn't get in the way, that meaning he doesn't have to come up with an alternate location for that handheld piece. So that's about it. The update's quite a bit of work going into it, and we're still in the beta. He's still got some more work to do. So that's pretty much what we're looking at. Not much on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and build one of these. We're going to put it together. I'll let you know what we're driving, where we're driving, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are loaded up here at the railway station in Dallas. And you can see the way I set everything up, and it kind of ended up having like an army look, not really intentionally. And then I just went ahead and got a trailer, and I was like, hey, let's go through and find out which one of these trailers can actually haul something. And this is the Super Pershing on this 850 modding Versamaxx. You guys might know this trailer. I actually ended up giving this one away last week in the monthly trailer giveaway. And there we go. Really good detail on it as well. Look at that. The tie downs are all looking good too. Man, that is awesome. Looking right down the barrel. Anyway, that's kind of how I set everything up and did this build. So as you can see, we have a little bit different look here. I'm actually using a Skyforce weather system by Mobile K. I don't know if he pronounces it Mobile Lek or Mobile K. I'm just going to say Mobile K. If I got it wrong, I apologize. But yeah, this is Mobile K's Skyforce weather system, and it's kind of a weather slash sky system slash reshader, and you can use the reshader if you want. I'm kind of new to it, but I basically chose... Which one did I choose? Let me see if I can bring it up here. Okay, it's called Day Eyes Natural Motion Blur. So he's got another one without the motion blur. I don't know what the motion blur actually does, but it's called Day Eyes Natural. So that's the one that I'm actually using for this one. And I've kind of gone in and I've made some tweaks. If you're familiar with the program Reshade, then you understand that you can add tons and tons of things in different layers. I basically went with that preset and then I sucked out a little bit more of the saturation to make it a little bit dead. I set it 100% to rain because I knew I was going to set it up to have it gloomy and stuff like that. And I'm trying something a little bit. I'm kind of playing with fire here. I'm actually using PNG. I'm using Mobile Case Skyforce weather system, and I'm using Z-Mods. And here's the reason for it. PNG comes in two forms. You can load the base and the weather mod, or you can just use the base. I'm using the base for all the ground textures and everything like that. And even though I'm going to get an environmental change with the Reshade and the base mod for Mobile Case Skyforce weather, it's essentially adding something on top of it. It's like, think about it like putting on sunglasses. And he actually has sunglasses presets, yellow and orange and blue, give you a kind of crazy tint to it. But think about it like that, where you have your base textures, road textures, ground textures with PNG base, and even though there might be something to do with color involved in that, Mobile Case Skyforce weather kind of goes on top of it. So as another layer, it seems to be working out okay. And I'm also using it in conjunction with Z-Mod's weather mod. And the reason why is, for the most part, if you look at what's going on with Mobile K is the environment, it's the sky boxes, that sort of stuff. It's the visual stuff, whereas Z-Mod's weather stuff focuses almost exclusively on the sounds. So all of this that you're hearing is from the Z-Mod app. And before, the way I did it is I had Mobile K's up top, higher in the mod order, and I had Z-Mod's weather down below. And that would normally be fine, with one exception. Z-Mod's, in addition to it being sound, it has one thing about it that's visual, and that's the raindrops on the windshield. So as you can see, we actually have these raindrops. This is due to Z-Mods. And so I actually moved Z-Mods above Mobile K's so that I could get these raindrops. I'm still getting the whole rest of the environment and skyboxes from Mobile K, but I'm getting the drops and I'm getting the sounds from Z-Mods. So it's kind of the perfect combination. We'll see if we have any sort of issues or hiccups, and I'll relay anything to you on updates if I run into any problems, or maybe you'll see some in this drive. So just a quick rundown on what you're getting with Skyforce weather system. I'm just going to go over some of the highlights here real fast. It's not an in-depth tutorial or anything, but I did want to kind of give you some of the basics here. So basically what he's thrown in here is around 1,000 completely custom new 8K skyboxes. We've got 40 custom weather profiles, currently focused on basic weather settings at this time. And he's got them broken down into subcategories. Nice, so you'll have typical sunny and cloudy presets, partly cloudy. And then you'll have rainy, sometimes thunder and lightning. Those are coming in the future. He also plans to have things like fog and smog and dust. So like you might have a dust storm if you're in Phoenix, but you're probably going to get more like thunder and lightning if you're up in Washington State, up in Seattle or something like that. So those are in the works. The fog I'm really excited for. Take a trip through San Francisco, get some nice fog going on. So in addition to that, we've got realistic lighting based on multiple reference photos, videos, and personal experience. A reworked color palette to look a little bit more lifelike, and that's especially true with this one. It sucks some of the saturation out. I sucked it out a little bit more, but you're dealing a little bit with a lower contrast to it, so it kind of makes it look a little bit filmic, but it's pretty mild when it comes to that. Individual skyboxes for every hour of the in-game day. Improved rain and bad weather is something, and we're actually looking at that right now. I'm kind of curious to see through the drive if it's going to get softer or if it's going to get harder. You have improved look on chrome parts. We don't have any chrome. We're basically set up here for the Army. Improved darkness of the night. Driving during the dark hours requires more attention, so you're actually going to get a little bit, those shadows are going to be dropped down a little bit more. And he's already made adjustments to headlights and brightness regarding sunsets and evening driving. Then you have custom 8K cloud and lighting masks. Enabled moon and stars to realistically hide behind the clouds on the skybox. And of course, that's like the whole weather portion of it in the skyboxes. You also get the additional presets for the custom Reshade. So tons of different stuff. I'm messing with it here, see if I can get a little bit better. See if I can get a little bit better look and just kind of make it my own, make it unique. Maybe this, if you guys don't like this, you guys don't want to see that and say, look, do that in your own time. Just leave it vanilla, and then I won't do this in the future. But I thought maybe some people would be interested, and maybe you haven't heard of Mobile's Skyforce weather system. Again, you do have to be a Patreon member. I believe it's $5 a month, and he's constantly working. In fact, the last update came 3 days ago, and that's when he added more of the presets in there, and he made some additional changes to the headlights and the overall look during sunsets, and he says tons more coming up. So that's basically what we're doing with this whole weather and skyboxes and Reshade stuff. Let's go ahead and get in, and we'll start her up. The new engine that we are showing for the first time today, this is a Mack E7 from Chilling Toaster. Last video we showed it on the, what did we show it on? The K100C from EMT Mods. That was another engine, but this one is the Mack E7. This is a 460 horsepower variant. It's going to be a little interesting because this cargo is not light. It's 99,000 pounds. In fact, let me take a look at that right now as we go in here. So we're going here from Dallas to Lufkin with this T-2090 Super Pershing. And drive's going to be about 3.5 hours, but we are 99,798 pounds on this. So 460 horsepower is going to be cutting it a little close. But yeah, that's what we're running. And when I did the video last time for the K100C, Chilling Toaster reached out to me, sent me an email, and he said, hey, I haven't put this one out yet. Check out this Mack E7. I don't know if he's still working on it. It's still being polished. And so I installed the mod, and it came with a whole bunch of transmissions. And one of those transmissions is actually what we're going to be using here. It is a Mack T-2090. It's basically an 8+1. It's got a unique shift pattern. I'll actually show you. Turn on the camera on the right. If you can see down here, I'll throw up the shift pattern here in the upper right hand corner of the screen too, so you can see that. But essentially what's going on is everything's pretty much like an 8+1 with one exception. Instead of going, so you have first, second, third, and then instead of going to fourth in the bottom right, you're actually going to go up to the upper range and go bottom left where low would be in the low range. So you're basically skipping that whole bottom right to go to fourth, and that's what makes it a little bit unique. And again, it's a Mack transmission, so it's being adapted because I'm using an Eaton Fuller shifter here, but that's basically how that works. So he was nice enough to hand over the engine, a whole bunch of transmissions. It's a whole, I think there's like 20 different transmissions, including 5 or 6 variants of this 2090, 5 or 6 variants of the T-2090, also a Mack transmission. And then I went ahead and I just created a gearbox layout file so I can shift it exactly like the shift pattern. So that's going to be kind of cool. We're probably going to be starting off in low. So let's make our way over to Lufkin right now. Alright, lights are on. Go ahead and get the wipers going. And we'll go ahead and get out of here. Nice that we have a GPS now. I'm going to go ahead and start it in low. I'll keep this open so you can see what's going on with the shifting. Oh yeah, you can feel how heavy she is. You can definitely feel it. That guy's actually moving, so we got to get out of here. Stay on this side of this striped line. You got to wait a lot on this shift. You want to take it down to probably around 1300 before you start shifting. I think we're going out this way, right? Which way are we going out now? Yeah, going out this way. Pretty good. We're floating that. No grinding. I did have a little bit of practice before I went in to do this video. But I was originally going to have the Mack 5.4 that I built actually for this truck. And then it dawned on me that when I tried out this Mack E7 from Chilling Toaster, and I tried this transmission, this T-2090, that I did that like 5 days ago, and I'm always going back and forth between trucks and engines and transmissions, and it totally dawned on me that I didn't even feature this on a video, and I really wanted to. I was just doing it off camera. So we'll go up to 4th in the upper range. Oh, grinded that one. I did miss it by much. But yeah, so we're actually up in the upper range for 4th. That's a little different. Probably want to slow it down anyway. But yeah, I didn't hit me that I didn't feature this. So that's why we're rocking this combination both. So engine and transmission both from Chilling Toaster. How wide are we? Whoa. It's cutting it a little close, huh? Yeah, we made it through. Made it through just fine. I'll get in the cab so I can kind of eyeball this and keep it lined up so we don't run those tracks into one of these posts up here. All right, we'll go through the security clearance. So what do you guys think about the... here we go. What do you guys think of the gauges? I did go with the white gauges this time. And the paint on the dashboard. I thought it looked pretty cool. Actually, it looks like it matches up with the steering wheel pretty well. Oh, come on. Oh, I was a little bit late on it. Maybe it's more like 1350, 1400 on the shift. There it is. But I think it looks pretty hot. Got that GPS in there. I'm pretty excited about that. And all the different options and builds that you can do with this because of the different colors and different gauge setups, the different dashboards completely. Missed 4th again. Okay, so it's kind of like that other engine of Chilling Toasters where it's a long delay. It's a long delay if you're shifting into 2nd and 3rd, but once you go from 4th onto the rest of the gears, they shift quicker. There we go. We got it now. No one coming. We're clear. We also have the pivot cam on this. So I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to make it up to 8th gear. I think we're topped out at about 48. Maybe downhill we'll get, I don't know. Maybe we'll get up to 50, 55 on a downhill. So I can try 8th right now and see what happens. Oh, dropped it all the way down to like 1250. Look at her shake. Wow, look at her shake. She's not happy. That's what sucks with when you're carrying something this heavy. The last thing you want is only 9 gears. That's where this that 5.4 that I made, that twin stick probably would have been a lot better. But I wanted to test the engine and the transmission together. And something else that I noticed now that this is, I've been trying a lot of Chilling Toasters engines lately, and it seems to be kind of the same. It's a little bit hard get started off the line. And I was watching Goggles' Saturday live stream, and he had a similar situation with another engine. And what he did is he actually went into the engine and adjusted the torque curve, especially when you're coming off the line in first gear or in low gear. And I think that might be something that could benefit this engine quite a bit, is upping the torque curve a little bit, giving it a little bit more so you don't have to be so careful and so precise off the line. Here we go. Here we go. 8th gear, 1400 RPMs. Not bad. Look at that. And rain is picking up. You can tell it's getting more intense. Everything with the dynamics of the weather and the skyboxes, it's all one unit being run off of Mobile K's Skyforce weather. The drops and the sounds of the rain are all Z mods. And PNG has textures on the road. And the Reshade, you can see this, the saturation's been sucked out of the trees a little bit more. And that's actually a little bit better for for this type of weather. But I'm liking it how everything looks so much more realistic. You guys let me know what you think of this Reshade down below. So the truck is payware in the beta. The engine is free from Chilling Toaster. The transmission is free from Chilling Toaster. And I'm going to actually throw up my gearbox layout file so that you can get the same shift pattern as this transmission. And then the Z-Mods is, I can't remember if it's free or paid on the weather. PNG is paid, and yeah, through the Patreon, that's how you get the Reshade and all the other little mods that go along with it. There's some base mods and weather mods that come with it that you can throw in even if you don't want to do the Reshade. It's kind of like PNG that way, where PNG has a base, it has a weather, and then you can additionally throw in some of their presets into the Reshade program too. And you just download the Reshade program for free, or you can get, I think, like the more elite version and get a few more features if you want to pay or if you want to donate. But essentially the Reshade mod is free. Alright, let's get out. We can actually hear this engine pretty well from the outside. Oh man. There's the Jake. Whoa, we are not getting off here. Just kidding. Give us a little bit of time to bleed off that speed. Almost went right into the barrier. Ooh, it sounds better up there. We're gonna have to use manual braking. Not like a plane. But the Jake isn't getting it done completely. Wow, we needed every inch of that. I'm glad we had some more runway. All right, we'll get started in first. Got to be real careful. Yeah, just increasing the torque curve a little bit would help Chilling Toaster, because that's what I'm noticing is happening on this. It's also happening on the other engine that I tried out. That was the V903. Oh, a lot easier to shift when we get that Jake off. Got to get to that one early, like 1500 RPMs. There we go. Getting the hang of it. I'm really loving driving this truck with this engine and transmission. New shift pattern. I'm always happy when you get a new shift pattern. Sorry, buddy. Put on the 4-ways. I'm going a little slow here. It's going to take me a minute. Got 100,000 pounds on me. Yeah, we're barely getting up to 40 miles an hour. Maybe it's best that we're not on a highway. Let's see if we can go right up to 4. Nope, that was dumb. That was dumb. 9 gears, 99,000 pounds. Don't skip. Hey, first time we actually floated 4 and didn't grind it. We are going to have to watch our fuel too. Oh, we only have an hour 40 left. Got 3/4 of a tank. This is only 109 gallon capacity. I mean, not real small for a car, but for a truck, and most other trucks are 100 or 200. This is only 109. I'm loving the drops that we get from Z-Mods. Loving the sounds too. Yeah, everything seems to be cooperating. Got the Reshade going, got PNG's bass. Like I said, the Reshade's kind of like sunglasses. It's not interfering with it too much. It's giving me whatever I want it to look like on top of those textures. This is looking pretty darn realistic to me, if you ask me. I don't know what you guys... the only thing that could make it a little bit better is maybe if I had my graphics up a little bit higher. But I'm kind of... like I said, I'm playing with fire anyway, trying to make sure that these mods work with each other, and I'm not... still running 60 frames per second, which is good. I have it set to a max on my system. I'm running a 3070 Ti with a 12th gen i7, so it's not like super spec'd up. And getting all this rain in here, oh, it's pretty good. We should really be getting up here and looking out. So, in a way, maybe because it's lacking some of the contrast and the saturation, it kind of looks like an earlier version of the game. Maybe it needs a little bit of contrast, but leave the saturation where it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because, like, the real world isn't as saturated as the game makes it. And I've wanted to kind of mess with something like the Reshade to mess with it. And now that I know what the Reshade program does, how it works, I'm going to be messing with that a lot more. Hear that, Jake? It's not super effective. I mean, it's better than not, but then again, I do have 100,000 pounds on board, so... we're getting a light. That Jake is crazy. I mean, yeah, it's going to come down to personal preference. Actually, what I did, because I designed I set this up, the Reshade presets and everything, I had it set up for daytime, and I took a little bit of the green out of it. And if there's sunlight, it actually still leaves some of the yellow in it, and it doesn't seem as drab. But at the same time, whoa, it actually doesn't look nearly as drab during the daytime. The yellows actually pop a little bit out of the green on the trees and the grass and everything. But it does look a little under. Let's see what the cities look like with this preset. I'm liking the Reshade though. I'm liking this. I'm definitely going to have to mess with the other ones too. Like all the ones that have like, it's like having sunglasses on. I think we're going to have to come to a stop here. There we go. Yeah, that's, I think I definitely have the brake settings set up correctly. It would be rather difficult. I might go starting low. Those are short gears, but I can't really skip them, not with this weight. Get the beacons on if I've got them. I don't think I have them on the Versamaxx. Wrong range. There we go. That 4 is still throwing me off to have it up in the upper range. Get the windows down, 4 ways on. And where are they having us going here? Oh, just straight ahead. Definitely take our time going over these bumps here. Good truck and trailer combo. Obviously, with the paint, you got to be hauling the tank. Well, you don't have to be. Just completes the RP a little bit. I just cleared it. Too much. We might have to back her up. It's an easy job with this one. Hit the horn, let them know we're coming back. And we'll straighten up. And that'll be it. Get the wipers off. Beacons can come off, leave the 4 ways on, parking lights only, and engine off. There we are. Welcome to Lufkin. Thanks for coming along on the drive. Let me know if you guys have any questions about any of the updates for VD Modding's Mack RD-800. If you have any questions about the Reshade engine, the transmission, anything going on. This is a fun little drive. I know it's kind of a lot to throw into one video, but I only got one video out this week. Pretty busy at work, so but I wanted to get these things out, especially because Chilling Toaster was so nice to get me the engine and the transmission. Again, I'm gonna add the gearbox layout file, and I need to talk to him to see when he's going to make it available, if he's still working on it, when he's going to make it available to you. It's not my mod, so I can't hand it out. Please don't ask me for it, but maybe he'll be releasing it pretty soon. Anyway, if you like what you saw in here, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you can see all my videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.